All right, we're here. We finally made it to the championship series. It's been a tough grind, but let's see if we can go out on top. And then, you know what? You're only as strong as your last bets, as they say. Or do they? All right, I'm going to give you my predictions for this one, but don't forget, subscribe to the channel, follow us for all the AFL and NRL that's coming up now. And you know what? We'll be back for NBL basketball once again in NBL27. But let's dive into this one. Kings versus 36ers. It's a dream series for the NBL, of course, and a dream opportunity for either Bryce Cotton to once again win another championship or Kendrick Davis to make his stamp on the NBL as, who knows, maybe the next Bryce Cotton. But it's all about Sydney's structure and defense. Plus, they've got the superstar in Davis. They have the whole package, but they don't have Bryce Cotton. The 36ers have Bryce Cotton. And we saw in their semi-final series against the Phoenix that, look, when he wants to turn it on, he is basically unstoppable. The Phoenix in that third game brought the margin close, and then Cotton turned on and blew it back out to double digits. So he's definitely the biggest influence here on this series. Can the Kings shut him down or not? Look, when it comes to game one, I'm actually going to back Adelaide to cover the 5.5 points as the away underdog. I just feel that 5.5 is a bit steep considering it's game one of the championship series. And in both games that Adelaide played in Sydney, they lost, but they didn't lose by more than 5 points. So following that trend straight up on the sort of head-to-head margin, when it comes to player props in this one, look, it's really tough to back Davis or Cotton when it comes to points. Both of them were shut down in some games in their 4-game series in the regular season, and a couple of games they went off. So I'm staying well away from it and playing the more secondary props here. Probably the least obvious is Zylan Cheatham at 10 plus rebounds. Look, he has had sort of a bit of a up and down end to the season, but definitely against Adelaide, he averaged, I believe it was 11.33 rebounds in the last 3 games they played in that series. So backing him there. And then Torrey Craig for the Sydney Kings. Well, he's an influential player, and probably this series rides on him and his offense and his ability to free up space for Kendrick Davis. So I like him over 15 plus points, just as he did in that first game against Perth, where he was the main scorer for very large periods of that match. And then, look, DJ Vasiljevic, all of a sudden on fire in the final series. He dropped 13 of 26 3-point attempts in the semi-final against the Phoenix. He's averaging, I believe it was 19 points, which is 9 points more than his season average during that series. So backing him for another 3+ threes in this one, because if he can create space for Cotton, Cotton can go off. Same with Torrey Craig and Kendrick Davis. So there you've got it for game one's predictions. Let's see if we can get off to a good start. Just remember, gamble responsibly and happy punting.